Oh my gosh, same. So we're gonna dive right in. I want to ask too, if you can, turn your camera on. We want to see you. We want to engage with you. You will also get so much
We're gonna
more
dive right in. I want to ask
out of
you.
everything. If we can just make sure, there we go. All right, I want to make sure everyone is muted. You will get so much more out of it when you're present, when you're visible. And we are here for you today. I am recovering from the flu, so if y'all will just bear with me on my voice, I'm like doing my best to not cough too much. We're on the tail end of it, which is beautiful, but this was so important that I was like, nothing is stopping me from showing up for this today. So I want to start with why you are here. I would love to hear in the chat. We would love to see in the chat, why are you here? What is it that you are here to learn? What is it that you are here to elevate? Why are you interested in this particular topic? And here with us this morning, right? Exchanging an hour of your morning, hour and a half of your morning or afternoon, whatever time zone you're in, to be here. Let's see, Leslie, driving will put, but yes, all good, Leslie. Yeah, if you're driving, I mean, do what you need to do. But if you can, have your camera on so we can connect with you. Shanna is looking to collapse timelines. I think that this conversation today and what we're going to be talking about is one of the best ways to do it. And when Allison goes into her training in particular on how to do this, you're going to start to see how you can do that and how you can accomplish in an hour what maybe it would have taken you months to do previously. And that's not an exaggeration. That's part of why I was so excited about this. Let's see what else. Let's see here. Allison is saying, very interested in AI and how to make life and work easier. You are in the right place. Corey, build an empire with ease. Yes, yes, yes. Laura, be more efficient in my workflow. Absolutely. Leslie, AI is the future and provides scalability. Absolutely. Tina, yes, ease with AI and how to best leverage. And then Erica, I want to harness what AI can do to make my life easier and make things quicker and easier. More power when more minds connect. Absolutely. All right. Really, really smart intentions here. And I think we're going to show you how to do that and all more, a lot more than that today too. So just a invitation reminder to be present, close out all other windows. You will get as much out of this today as you put into it. And so by being present and being all in on this, that's how you're going to maximize your time here. We have a lot of familiar faces here, which I love. Like Allison was saying, there's so many beautiful faces that I know that we know from our community. And there's also a lot of new faces. And so excited to connect with all of you. I'm going to turn it over in a minute for Allison to do some really powerful training to give you just a little taste of what you can accomplish in a short amount of time with some of what she is teaching today and also what we're going to be teaching together in an upcoming program. But if we have not met yet, I want to do just a quick introduction of myself and why I was so excited to partner with Allison to bring this to you as well. So, my name is Elise. I am the founder and CEO of She Sells and Superhuman Selling. I am a mom of two with another on the way in a couple months here. So, mom of three, claiming that now. And I am a woman who, about, I would say 5 years ago, had been living a life for many years that was good, but not great, not exceptional. And I had done a lot of the things that I thought I was supposed to do to be successful. I had checked a lot of boxes. And yet I found myself in a place where I was stuck financially. I couldn't break past a certain threshold. I was running my own coaching company, doing well, but always capping out at low six figures in it. And I wanted to do way more with my life. I wanted to live an epic life. I wanted to be able to do things like retire my husband from his night shift respiratory therapy job so that he could pursue his dream of medical school. I wanted to speak on bigger stages, create a much bigger world impact. And I got really real with myself and realized how much I was hiding in my life, hiding behind excuses of not knowing enough, not being good enough, that the timing wasn't right in my life to quantum leap. We had our first son at the time was 4 months old. And so I had been in a mindset of I'm just going to coast and not like really put my foot on the gas to see what I can do. And because we have a short amount of time here today for my part of the story, I'm just going to kind of do a super quick high level of what happened. But essentially, I got really tired of playing small in my life. And I decided that I was going to do whatever it took to quantum leap and to break past any barriers of things where I've been holding myself back in the past. And so I got very uncomfortable. I invested what felt like for me a tremendous amount of money into coaching at the time. I got way out of my comfort zone. I went down a rabbit hole of neuroscience and understanding the power of the subconscious mind and why was it that for so long I'd been saying I wanted more in my life, but was staying stuck and not actually living out life the way that I wanted to. And in 6 weeks of making some pretty dramatic changes in my life, I went from being stuck at the same level for over a decade. Again, things were good, but I wasn't nearly living my fullest potential. Went from being there to 10xing my income, turning my annual income into my monthly income in 6 weeks. Have been able to do things like retire my husband from his job so he could pursue his dream of medical school. And our company now, she sells in superhuman selling. We teach a method called the 4 quadrants of quantum sales growth, which is based off of what I learned in that process of feeling like I was always working really hard, always grinding, but staying stuck at the same level to suddenly being able to quantum leap, being able to ascend, and now being a woman who really can say she is living the life that was on her vision board at one point. And so for me, why this is so important and why I was so excited to partner with Allison to bring this to you and kind of where does AI even fit in with all of this? Because if you had asked me 6 months ago if I was going to be co-hosting a training on this and then launching a program around this, I would have said, there's no way. Frankly, when I first started diving into AI, I'll be very honest with you all, I was so bored by it. It felt heavy. It didn't feel exciting. I know we've got a mixed audience on this call today, which is great too. We've got men and women. I'm going to use the phrase masculine, not in a negative way at all. And we'll talk about masculine and feminine energetics as we go, but it just felt heavy to me. I invested in a course last year for about 10 grand on AI, and I think I took like 2 modules out of it. And it was just the approach didn't resonate. I learned some stuff, which is okay, but I wasn't lit up about it. Um, when I'll share a little bit about how Allison and I connected and then how she brought this to me. So Allison has been a client, a member of the community for years. She's been a private client. She and I go way back. She's been a member of our mastermind. She's now getting certified as a consultant, like one of my favorite clients and human beings of all time. She is absolutely phenomenal. And we were at a training for our consultants this past December up here in Maine, where I live. And Allison brought up a couple of things at that training about how she had been leveraging AI to massively free up her time and to also simultaneously elevate her income. And her approach to it was so different than what I had seen in the past. So in the past, where I know I felt a lot of resistance, it had just felt very mechanical. It didn't feel exciting. And the way that Allison brought this to us was from I would say, way more of a feminine energy perspective. Now, again, we've got men on this call, we've got women on this call. So this isn't about being a man or a woman, but the feminine energy is about flow. It's about abundance. It's about ease. And it was the first time that I had seen someone teach this in a way that felt really fun and exciting and accessible. And also for me, as a wife, as a mama with another kid on the way in a couple of months, who is growing and scaling our company now from 7 to 8 figures and working part-time hours and wanting to find ways to continue to optimize what I'm doing, I was like, this is the ticket. So in just a couple of months of implementing what Allison taught then and has done some extra training on in our 10K club group, we as a team have been able to free up significant time in our days. We've been able to really expand our impact and what we're doing. We're able to get more done with less resources invested in it too. So, oh, Kelly, fellow Mainer. Oh my gosh, that's so fun. I'm just seeing at the bottom of the thread. So someone else is in Maine too. That's great. Um, but so to me, how many of you, you can just type in the chat, you can put a yes, if having more time freedom and more financial freedom would be amazing for you this year. I mean, I know it's like it's an obvious yes, right? But for me, the more that saying full body yes, the more ways I can find to free up my time so that I can be in my zone of genius in my company and simultaneously have more time for dance parties with my kiddos, um, cooking them meals that they frankly probably won't eat, but it's just it's something I enjoy doing for them. Having vacation time with them and more time to do what I care about doing in my life while growing impact and revenue. That is what I care about. That's what I want. And so there's so much alignment between the mission of what we do at She Sells and Superhuman Selling with what Allison is teaching here and what you're going to be learning today. And that's why I was so excited to partner with her to bring this to you. So, Allison, I know a lot of our attendees here know you. Some of them may not know you as well, but if you want to kind of take it from there and share your own story of why and how this has been so transformational, I'll let you kick it off from there.
Oh my gosh, thank you. And yes, it's been so fun to see some of the faces in the chat. I have some of my dearest friends in the world here that I don't get to spend enough time with, some of my colleagues in dentistry, and of course, the beautiful She Sells community here. And so it's so fun to see all of you amazing, incredible people on this call today. And I'm so excited to share this information with you. And I started off as an entrepreneur 5 years ago. This year is my fifth anniversary of being a business owner. And since then, I have been on a mission to make my business work for me. I think we all start off on going into our careers and into our businesses, really wanting it to be what we desire to give us the time freedom, the life freedom, the connection, the purpose, the passion. We all step into it that way. And then, sure enough, a couple years in, I was like, this is not freedom. And I would love to just have like a hand up if you felt that way, where you're like, I've built something that is not what I intended. It's not what I had desired. It's not giving me like the lifestyle that I wanted. And so that's what really attracted me to Elise, because she was talking about being a business owner from this really, again, feminine perspective, with ease and with abundance and with showing up, as we are, and not needing to fit into any one way of needing to operate a business. And that really attracted me to start working with her and learning the concepts of that, the ease, the flow, the abundance, the powerful perspective of our mind. And it really did bring me into a beautiful journey of understanding self-worth and worthiness, understanding the neuroscience of behavior and leadership, understanding that we as human beings, especially, I came through the dental world, need to take extremely good care of ourselves as humans so that we could be great professionals. And so that's been the journey of my 5 years. And in the last year, I would say, specifically from October onwards, it's really gotten good for me. And part of the reason is, the 5 years of knowledge and deep diving into the mindset work, but then now having this tool that I can harness to honestly just multiply me and multiply my time and multiply my impact and really multiply my creativity. And so I know there's so much discussion and fear and, dialogue around what is the future of AI and what does that mean for me? And truly, I'm very excited about it. And I want all of you to be very excited about it. And so I want to share with you some of the ways that we are utilizing this and some of the ways that this can honestly like multiply your impact and in your life. And so I would just love to hear in the chat, um, would love to know if you are currently mastering AI, if you're dabbling in it, or if you're an absolute beginner. So type in M, master, mastering AI, currently, D as in dabbling, B as in you're right from the beginning. Right from the beginning. Okay, so perfect. We've got a lot of dabblers. Ooh, we got a master. Yes, we got a full beginner. Amazing. Okay, a light master I've got over here. I love that. Okay, and then the second question I want to ask is, are you using AI every single day? Put an E if it's every single day, or put an N if it's not. Every single day. Yep. Okay, perfect. So we got some no's, just totally fine. Almost every day. I love it. I absolutely love it. Perfect. Okay, good. This is fantastic. So, really, 2 years ago, one of my mentors said to me, Allison, you need to start paying attention to this. You gotta like dig in. You've got to learn this. And similar to Lisa, I was like, I will, but I don't really want to. This sounds boring. It sounds not that interesting. And of course, because it was from this extremely technical perspective, and my mentor, he's a man. And again, like this is not about men and women, but he came at it from a very technical perspective, and it didn't quite resonate with me. And so I listened to him and I started learning about it and I started implementing it. I actually got my little brother, who's a neuroscientist, to come in and be our AI integrator into my company 2 years ago. He's taught a few of you on this call as well. But it really was kind of like a, I guess if I have to kind of feeling, until I realized that AI really is a formula. Like it really is a mathematical equation. And we hear the term like garbage in, garbage out when it comes to AI. But what if we had the most powerful mindset, perspective, alignment, clarity? What if that goes into it? What comes out? And that's where it really transformed for me, because I started putting in a lot of my vision, a lot of my mindset, a lot of the ways that we can learn. And I'm going to teach you how to communicate with AI that's going to give you the most incredible things out. That's when I learned the actual magic and power of it. And so I have spent the last 6 months like diving deep into how does this change the world of entrepreneurs? How does it change the world of corporate sales leaders? And I've completely changed my business model because of it. And many of you know and have heard this story that last year I made a impossible goal. My impossible goal. And what an impossible goal is, a goal where you're like, I have no idea how I'm going to do this, but that's going to be my mission. And my impossible goal was to work 3 days a week, 3 weeks of the month. And I would have one beautiful week off a month to create, to learn, to travel, to enjoy myself. And I would have that time, spaciousness, and freedom. I had no idea how I was going to do it. But truly, with the use of AI, with the systems that I've learned, I've been able to create that for myself. And now I'm almost finished my book. Kelly, I know you're going to be applauding me for that. Almost finished my book. I'm planning on doing the things that I've wanted to do for the last 5 years in my business. And it's all happening so fast. And it's truly because of that knowledge and that experience put into this incredible tool that we have. And I know when we empower women with a skill set, it's powerful. But when we empower women and men with a skill set and mindset, that's where the magic happens. And so now I just started my AI integration and entrepreneurship at MIT. I have taken multiple entrepreneurship courses, and now I have designed the way for entrepreneurs and sales leaders to truly leverage and utilize this technology. And so I would love to hear in the chat your one word to describe AI, your one word, how you're feeling about it, your thoughts around it. I want to just get kind of the sentiment in the group. I love this. Good. Amazing. Replacement. Magical. Ooh, I love that word, Allison. I'm so glad you're here today. Leslie, unsure. Expansive. Yes. Game changing assistant. Flow. Yes. Oh my gosh. Better than Google. So good. Yes, my mouth is still wide open. Yes. Perfect. Yes. And using it more and more to streamline processes, expanding. I see AI as an amplifier. And one of the reasons why I get so excited to teach this is because I know if you're on this call today, you likely have a very big passion and a very big mission, and you want to do a lot with your skill set and your mindset in the world. Just type a yes in the chat if that's true for you. You have something big that you want to accomplish. You have something in the world that you want to bring forward. And I get so excited to teach this because exactly like Christy said, it is a jaw dropper in what's possible. So one thing we're going to do today is we're going to go through an exercise. One of the things that I have mastered over the last 6 months is prompt engineering. Prompt engineering. And what I've learned with all of these terms that sound very like big and daunting and intense, they really are just very simple. So prompt engineering really is, again, AI is not its own intelligence. It takes our intelligence and it takes data and it manipulates it based on what we tell it to do. That's what it is. And so when we can tell it to do things in the way that we want, in the right way, that's where we get the true power. So just raise your hand if you're on the call, if you're like, I've gotten garbage, like I've gotten like something where I'm like, what is this? This is not helpful. Yeah. So I want to help you not have that happen. And so there's an acronym that I want you to remember when it comes to your prompts. These are two things that are very important. Your prompts are going to need to have a role. What is the role that your AI is going to take on? So I like to say, pretend you are my expert marketer. Pretend you are my, business analyst. Pretend you are my chef who's helping me craft and create new and unique recipes. What's the role? The second thing is the action. What is the action that you want it to take today? The next one's very important because when it comes to AI intelligence and human intelligence, this is the biggest weakness that AI has: context. There is no context within artificial intelligence. We as human beings have so much context. We have experiences, we have learning, we have knowledge. AI does not have context. And so you have to give it the context inside of the prompt. And then the final one is execute. Now tell it to go and do it. So within that prompt framework, that will help you really get clear on what action, and you'll get what much better results inside of. We're going to talk about ChatGPT specifically for the sake of this exercise. So that's the first thing I want you to start. The last one's execute. Role, action, context, execute. Now, the second thing that really blew me away and started shifting things for me is that your minimum length of prompt to get what you want and get good quality is 450 characters. 450 characters. Yeah, Sam, I was like, seriously. And that's where I started getting, again, better results because I realized it needed more information from me. Really, it's the data that it takes from you that makes these things. So 450 characters. And I have a question that says, can you train your AI to have that context, your audience, or do you have to type it every time? You can train it. So when it comes to ChatGPT, again, we're going to use that because a lot of the other models are built on ChatGPT. And for the sake of this exercise, we're going to just discuss that one. You can create different projects, different programs, and actually train each project and program the context that it needs for that specific project. So for example, I have my clients who I've been helping build out their $1 million businesses over the last couple of years with AI. And inside of that, I have all the context built out for each specific project. And then externally or overarchingly, my AI knows what clear coaching is, who I am, how I like to speak, all of the important things that when it gives me the output, it's very tailored to me. So all of that you can absolutely train. And so you can train it on a project and it can have a specific role, 100%. Yep. The other thing that's really cool that hasn't always been the case, but it's a newer evolution, is that now it has multi conversational pathways. So previously, you just give it a prompt, it would give you the prompt, and then you have to give it a new prompt if you wanted something different. Now you can go back and forth and iterate endlessly on what you're creating. And so that kind of backwards and forwards language is super powerful to say, okay, now this and this and this. And so from one single framework, you can build so much, which is exactly what we're going to do today. So we're going to have an exercise. Um, and again, when we talk a little bit later about the program that Elise and I are creating, this is something that we like walk you through, kind of like handhold, bring you through each and every part of this part. But for the sake of this, I want you to walk away with something really powerful. So whether you're in dentistry, I see that there's a couple of offices here, which I love. I know a couple of office managers are here. I know some copywriters and marketers. We've got some entrepreneurs here. No matter what industry you're in, I know it's important that we can craft a proper, and I'm going to call it a magnetic sales message for our clients. This has been one of the ways that it's helped me so tremendously, is to be able to deeply connect with the person that I'm serving. And so today we're going to craft our AI powered magnetic sales message on the call. So I want you to pop open your AI of choice. Could be chat, it could be Gemini, it could be whichever one that you love and are feeling super familiar with. And I'm going to write the prompt. I'm going to drop the prompt in the chat and I'll say it out loud too. So here we go, dropping the prompt in the chat. So I am a coach, consultant, entrepreneur, HR executive, dentist who helps name your ideal client achieve their desired outcome in a way that feels authentic, easeful, joyful. Create a 3-sentence magnetic sales message that instantly attracts my dream client. So I'm going to give you a couple of minutes to pop this in. And again, like for the sake of this exercise, you could spend quite a bit of time really getting clear on this. Like it's easy to say who you are, how you help your client, what you want their desired outcome to be, and how you want it to feel working with you. And then once you run that through, I'd love to hear it. I want to just type it in the chat. You might find that a lot of these things resonate. So pop it in the chat when you're finished. And let me know if you have any questions. And Laura, do you need the paid version for training? The Shanna said the free version remembered what she prompted 5 pages ago. The trained version allows you to have like different folders that you can like allocate specific projects to. And so when you open up that folder, it remembers all the context from that specific. Okay, let's see. I love it, Teresa. So good. Oh my gosh, I love these. So again, like this is a quick prompt. This isn't even 450 characters because I didn't want you guys to have to be doing a ton of work through this workshop, but this is just a taste of, oh, I love this. Kelly, you've worked hard to build your dental business. I love this. Oh my gosh. So good. So from this, there's so much to build, to create. And we didn't even train your AI. We didn't even plug in any like large amount of context, but there are chat prompts that we take you from start to finish that really, really connect you to that person. And from there, once we program it correctly, once we put in the correct information that it needs, we can build endless opportunities. And we're going to talk a little bit about like where I very much believe, I saw a lot of you are dabblers right now, where I very much believe that leaning in full blown into understanding and mastering AI this is the time. This is the moment in history where in a year from now, and I've said this to many of you on this call already, but in a year from now, we are not going to be operating our businesses the same way. We are not going to be doing things the way that we've been doing them in the past. This is similar to times in history where the internet came, where we got airplanes. It really is going to change the business world. And we're going to talk a little bit about the problems that we might face in business if we don't start leveraging this technology very, very quickly. So just as a reminder, there's again a lot of discussion around AI is going to replace us and all of this kind of fear. And what I want is for you to just feel so empowered by this technology because it does not take away your voice. It does not take away your creativity. It does not replace you. When you can learn how to use it, it will amplify you and it will help you create offers, create all your marketing content, create all of your systems in your business, help you be strategic. But you have to learn how to use this technology. And so, Elise, I wanted to just chat a little bit about what we're seeing from the cost perspective of really not utilizing this technology for executives and for entrepreneurs, and just share
Yeah.
a bit about that.
Yeah, absolutely. And one thing I just wanted to add in with the exercise you just did, which was so powerful, is as a business coach, as someone who helps people grow and ascend their businesses and their brand messaging and all of that, the amount of time that it used to take people to figure out what is my messaging, or like how long people would get caught up on what's I'm not a huge elevator pitch person, but you got to be able to say what you do in a powerful way quickly. And it just I have seen how long it can take people to try to nail that and figure that out. And what you just did, that is a perfect example, Shanna. Your intention earlier was, how do I bend time and space? Do you see how we just bent time and space for something that literally could have taken someone months before to try to nail and figure out, and they get all caught up in their head about it? We just did that in what, 2 minutes?
Yeah.
Like, incredible. And I think the other thing that showed up for me with what you said was that was one of my concerns with, and I think why I had resistance at the beginning too, because I'm really big on like human to human, on personal touch. To me, that's how we've grown our company. I care about that so, so much. And my whole team knows that. Like, I preach that. I believe in that. I think it's important that people feel seen, heard, acknowledged, special, recognized. And so that was one of my concerns at the beginning, was like, is this going to become completely impersonal? Are we going to lose that personal touch? And to your point, Allison, of it being an amplifier, and when you know how to use it in a way that takes the things off of your plate that were just time sucks and time drains before, so that you can pour more energy into your zone of genius, into connecting with your clients, into the things that you personally are brilliant at. It shaves so much time off of the stuff that you were doing before that really wasn't moving the needle, and it helps you get those things done so much faster. Um, I don't know if you said this earlier, I could have missed it, but I know one of the things that it's also empowered you to do is increase your monthly recurring revenue by like 10K a month since October, right? While working that 3 by 3 schedule. And so to me, there is, we're going to speak to like, what is the lost opportunity here of not mastering this? But it's a beautiful example of what's possible when we know how to use this tool. And the biggest thing that for me, I've really gotten and leaned into is like, it's not optional for those of us who are serious about growing, ascending, being around in business in the next few years. It's not optional. So I love how you compare it kind of to the internet. It's very, very similar to me from what I'm seeing and looking at, where you get to learn it. Not you got to, but you get to, and we get to do it in a way that's fun, that's enjoyable, that creates more abundance and ease in our lives, and really make it just this powerhouse tool to work for you. So, um,
I'll
Allison, anything
add,
you want to add into
yeah.
that before I share some of the stats on this? Yeah.
Something that I also have really like just loved is as a coach and consultant, I've been able to give more to my clients with greater ease. Like because it's taking my brain and like just amplifying and creating content or creating worksheets or creating documents for them with my expertise. And so the clients that I'm working with now, when I get off of a coaching call with them, I have now a system to be able to take that coaching call and take that information and data and build out the policies that we discussed, to build out the contracts that we discussed, to build out the framework and templates for everything that I do. And so truly, like, my clients get way more from me now because of AI, not less.
Yeah.
So to that like personalization and like that value and that quality, they really get Allison's brain and that support and that strategy, but at like a multiplied way. And so that's something that I've just been absolutely loving. And then also the spaciousness of being able to, sit in the meetings and the calls that I want to have, not need to have anymore. Like, I have so much more spaciousness within my company, and I've been able to do the things that I've been wanting to do for so long, because now so many of these administrative tasks that would take me hours, I no longer have to do. And so it's a new CEO. I see this as we are becoming new CEOs, new business owners, new executives with new abilities to serve our people in different ways. And if one of the things that I say to people that share with me, like, I'm so scared of this, I'm so afraid, is the only thing that's scarier than, a technology coming into the world is just not fully harnessing and knowing how to use it. That's the scary part, is not knowing about it. But when we lean into it, we build a competitive edge. We take and amplify ourselves, and we allow ourselves to really, really stay competitive, but also be who we've always wanted to be. Like, this has been something that's allowed me to be more of myself. So that's just what I wanted to add from that too.
I love that. I love that. And I think to that point of allowing you to be more of yourself, that is, I mean, that's the ultimate goal for all of us here, right? Is we're able to create the time freedom, the financial freedom, the business results that we desire to live our fullest expression, which is really, we talk about that a ton in the community. So those of you who are already in our community, you get that and you understand that. But yeah, I asked Allison to pull some information too on what does it look like if we don't know how to use this and if we're not using these tools? Because I was curious, and as I was reviewing the information, I'm not going to share it all with you because it's more than we have time for today. But what I will just say is that the cost of not knowing how to do this and not leveraging AI in your business is profound. So high level, I'm going to go through just a couple of numbers with you here. So on a revenue and sales side, so AI has been shown to increase lead gen by 50 to 70% and your sales productivity by 30 to 40%. So average small to medium sized business, you are going to be losing anywhere from 150,000 to $2 million a year by not leveraging AI for lead gen and sales automation. So I want you to just think about that for a minute. Many of you on this call are small business owners, your coaches, your consultants, etc. If you knew that you were leaving 150,000 to 2 million on the table per year by not knowing how to do this and not leveraging that, would you say, yeah, I got to figure that out, right? I got to figure that out. And one example that she provided was, let's say that you're a coach, like a high ticket coach, um, or even just you can kind of apply this to whatever your own scenario is. But if you're right now closing 1 in 5 sales manually, you could bump that up based on just averages, not even having to be exceptional, but averages to 1 in 3 opportunities that you're closing using AI driven personalized messaging and follow ups, which is some of what Allison's going to be teaching, a lot of what Allison's going to be teaching in this upcoming program. And so if your average sale is $10,000, then you're losing out on $20,000 a month or $240,000 a year in additional revenue. That's just if your average ticket cost is 10K, right? And then from a time standpoint, um, one of the things that you shared just now, Allison, was like how much of your time just gets caught up in doing repetitive tasks that aren't your zone of genius. And I know that's part of where, for me as a leader, as a CEO, I can always feel when I'm doing something where I'm like, oh, this really isn't what I should be doing. But sometimes your team is trained up on it, and sometimes they're not trained up on it yet, or depending on what growth phase you're in, you may not have someone on the team yet who can take over that task for you. And what's so beautiful about this is that AI can do a lot of those roles that otherwise you would need to invest significantly, right, in team force. So the statistics show that executives and entrepreneurs spend anywhere from 40 to 60% of their time on repetitive tasks. And when you learn how to use AI, like Allison's going to be teaching in our upcoming program, that can be reduced by anywhere from 30 to 50%, meaning that you get back 10 to 20 hours a week in your work week. I want you to think about what you would do right now with an extra 10 to 20 hours a week and actually type it in the chat. And again, this to me is really big. See, I'm saying rest, right? Amen. Seriously. Like for you as if you're the CEO, if you're the visionary, if you're the leader, if you're in sales, a lot of you are in corporate sales, like you are the product. You are your best asset. And this is so, so, so important that you're taking care of yourself, and that you're pouring into yourself. Hold on, am I frozen? Okay, we're still good. I looked like I was frozen, but we're good. Let me see what other people are saying. Let's, all right, be more present with my family. Yes, like really present. Yep. Yoga, walks, play with my dogs, figure out my future, work on my scalable offer. Kelly, I love it. Play more, speaking opportunities, get more clients, play golf. So see, all of these things, I want you to think about again, 10 to 20 hours a week that right now is being put into things that aren't creating leverage for you, that aren't either growing your happiness, your income, your revenue, your impact. And so if you had that back, you could be focusing on number one, think about if you just put that time into the things that were going to really grow and scale your company, like Shelley, to your point of landing more speaking opportunities. How much would your revenue multiply this year? Um, or if you simply wanted to invest it in rest and self-care and replenishing yourself and working that 3 by 3 schedule, like Allison is, taking a week off every month. And Allison, you're in Vermont right now, right? As we leave this. So she's like, she's on one of those, she's on a trip right now, like leveraging that. Um, or for those of you who are parents and you're like, I want to spend more time with my kids and be more present. So no matter how you invest that time, there's much higher leverage ways for you to be using it than in doing those repetitive tasks that right now are just sucking away your time and are not your zone of genius. And they're sucking away your energy too, right? And so I think all of this, it plays in together. So 10 to 20 hours back per week, and thinking about what that looks like. Another thing that Allison shared that I think is really powerful is that businesses who adopt AI are going to grow 3 times faster than those who don't. So again, it's not a matter of if you're going to need to know how to use it. It's a matter of whether you're going to choose to or not, because you are committed to continuing to grow and continuing to remain competitive. And so the total annual cost, there's a lot of different factors here that it pulls in, and we don't have time for me to share with you all of the lost cost opportunities, but the total lost revenue and income opportunity for you as a business owner, as a sales leader, ends up totaling anywhere from 745,000 to $3.16 million a year if you're not leveraging this. That's the total annual cost of not mastering AI. And when she shared that with me, I was surprised, not surprised, right? And so just again, thinking about for you, if you knew that you were leaving on the table right now upwards of anywhere from close to 1 million to 3 million per year that you could be receiving, earning in your business, getting back in your income. And that all it took was you mastering some simple tools that we're going to be teaching in a really approachable, fun, again, feminine energy way, which we love and believe in here. That to me is like, that's priceless to be able to learn how to do that and master that so that you can multiply and quantum leap your income this year, and your results. So, Allison, anything you want to add into that before I share a little bit about the program and what we're going to be doing?
I would say also, like, one of the things my mentor shared with me, again, it's been 2 years. So even for me, I was like, oh my gosh, like I feel behind in this because 2 years ago, this was like really a big discussion that we were having was that, in 5 years from now, there's going to be, we have two businesses right now. As this technology comes into the world and as we're really leaning into it, there's two businesses, ones that are not leveraging and using AI and ones that are. And in 5 years, there'll be one business. And it's the companies that are leveraging and using AI. And, I very much believe so strongly and part of my work in the world is empowering women in business and women in technology. Women in dentistry is a lot of what I do. And there was a statistic that I learned just this week from somebody that works inside of corporate tech. And the statistic is that women often 25% less leverage technology, like 25% less than men. And again, like this program is for men and women, but for me, that was something that really just kind of hit a point for me where I'm like, okay, like let's dive into this because we need more women in leadership positions and in decision making positions. And if we're not adopting this and integrating it and maximizing ourselves, we become inefficient. And the last thing that I want is for people who have very, very powerful missions in the world to not be able to create what they want to create because they're not leveraging this technology. So I have a deep sense of urgency around this to for me to learn and grow and continue to master it. And then also I've seen what it's done for my business and I want to see it be done for every single person's business and company. So yeah, I feel very, very powerfully about this.
I love it. I love it. It's a total game changer. I mean, it really is. And again, I think the way that you are um, teaching it and that we're going to be teaching it and bringing it together in this program, which I'll share with all of you about now, is to me, it is so refreshingly approachable, but also so empowering, like so empowering, to help all of you grow and scale with ease. And so we do have a really special 90-day program that we're kicking off about this. And actually, the first call is next week. So I want to take a few minutes and share what that looks like, how you can get involved. We also have something really special for those of you who are here live today. So kudos to you for being live. And you'll want to stay on until the end to hear about that and hear about what the opportunity is as well there. But so Allison brought this idea to me, oh my gosh, I don't know, not even too long ago. And for me, when you brought it, it was an instant yes, because I wanted to empower the members of our community with this material. And then Allison also has an incredible community that we wanted to loop in and bring in for this. And so it's so fun to see everyone together on one call today. And so we are going to be launching and kicking off a program that is all about scaling with abundance and ease with AI. And so it's not just the technical mechanics. It is about implementing this in a way that truly quantum leaps your income, your freedom, and your flow, which those of you who are already in the She Sells and Superhuman Selling community, that is what we are all about. And so it's a 90-day program. We technically kick off March 4th. However, we have our first call, which is a bonus call for everyone who's already enrolled. And some of you are already enrolled. So we're so excited to have you. That first call is next Tuesday, February 25th. So you want to get enrolled before then so that you can be part of that first call, that special bonus call. It's a 90-day journey where you are going to learn everything you need to learn to seamlessly integrate AI into your business, There's weekly coaching calls. And it's not just learning, but it's actual application. So do you see how even on this call where Allison took you through that one prompt in like 2, 3 minutes, you got your most powerful magnetic messaging just like that. So I want you to think about if you actually had an hour a week to be trained up on that. And every single week you were leaving with really key deliverables that are going to help you with everything from your marketing, your sales, your branding, your time, your personal life too. I think we haven't even talked about that on this call, but Allison's huge on how to use this to optimize your health, your well-being as a leader. So, Allison, do you want to? I'll share, there's other parts included in the program too, but do you want to take a minute and share a little bit of the high level of what you're going to be teaching live in those classes?
Yes, absolutely. So we really kick off with like foundation. So aligning yourself and your business to AI. So that is like the training of the AI, like who you are, what you want to accomplish. Like as coaches, we know how critical and important that is. And again, when we think about this amplification, we want to make sure that like the you that's going through this program and that clarity is there to align to what ease and abundance that you want to have and really stepping into that kind of highest CEO self journey. And then we move into really understanding like AI 101. So from the courses that I'm taking with MIT, which to be honest are very dry and not what I'll be teaching. We'll make this a lot more fun than that. But what is it? How is it going to shape the world? How to learn and understand some of that like data literacy, like what does this word mean? What does this word mean when it comes to the comprehensive kind of AI world and technical world, and then how to use it as your support system, like essentially really understanding all of the use cases for it. I saw in the chat the question of like, what are the use cases for it? And we'll dive into that. And then moving into systems. So I know some of you that have already registered are systems machines, and this is just going to light you on fire in the sense of what's possible. So getting into your workflow systems, your automation. So how do we let the systems work for you? How do we help AI grow your business? So, from everything that you can create from it, I want you to understand every single application that AI can do for you and start delegating your processes to AI. And then we're going to get into sales. So, outreach, communication, automation, prioritization of leads, and then marketing. So, all of your marketing functions being taken over by AI. And then going into kind of review and refining and helping you create this as like an automated system. So by the end of the 90 days, you have a different system structure in your company, in your business, and you're operating within that way. The other thing that I'll be teaching is how to train your team with AI. So virtual assistant training, team delegation training, how to leverage that. And then of course, to what Elise said, like my mantra and my mission statement in my business is humans first, professionals second. So how can we leverage and utilize AI to plan our dream vacations, to create meals for the whole week that are going to be healthy, gluten-free, whatever it is that you need, how to offset a lot of our daily and repetitive tasks using AI from a lifestyle perspective, because I've done so much with it instead of my own life. So that's going to be kind of the framework of it.
So exciting. And I know what's fun too is because this is all advancing so fast, you're going to be adding in things that we don't even know you're adding in yet as we go, which is so, so beautiful. And even I want to hone in on one piece you said, which was the sales piece. How many here have some resistance around sales or selling what it is that you offer? And yep. See what one hand brave enough to be raised. So, and obviously like, in our community, in our coaching programs, we work specifically with primarily women on how to sell. So a lot of you probably feel like you've overcome that resistance, but I know how common it is and I know how prevalent it can be. And one of the things that I think is so empowering about this is we're going to be infusing all of the mindset pieces that I teach and that Allison is also brilliant at into the application and the technology. So Allison's going to be leading and facilitating the sessions, but I'm going to be on there on quite a few of them too. And so we're going to be infusing all of this great learning and application that you're doing, helping with building out your processes, Allison, to your point, with building out the sales templates, reach outs, et cetera, with powerful mindset rewiring strategies to help you not only have the skill set that you need for this, but also really get past any limiting beliefs that are holding you back. So to me, it's like it's just such a powerful 1-2 punch. So
The other
live app, yeah, go ahead,
the other
please.
thing I wanted to also add was
Yeah.
I think the important topic that we're also going to be training on is like AI safety. So how to keep your
Mm.
data private, how to keep yourself kind of above board on, understanding where the information is going that you're putting into it. How to help keep people in your life safe if you have children or elderly, like they're because of, how much this is changing. We want to make sure that in our lives, especially, as mamas or, if we have parents that are getting some more scamming happening because of this technology, to be fully aware of it so that you can keep your family safe. But we are going to be talking a lot about that, how to double check the facts within AI and know when something is not true because it does make mistakes. Like we will be doing a lot of kind of like that deeper dive into how do we stay safe? How do we know what's true and not? How do we kind of audit AI and make sure that we're utilizing it in a really ethical way? And also how I'm not sure if any of you have noticed this yet, but I can tell when I get an email from somebody that it's just fully baked with AI. We are not going to do that. We're going to be, years above that. And so just making sure that you're using it in a way that like really is authentic and connective. So I wanted to add that part too.
Beautiful. Yeah. I think that's so important because if I can tell something and I can always tell, you can tell, everyone here can tell me, you're like, oh, that was completely automated and they don't know who I am. They're just, mass emailing me. It's like an instant no, right? So to your point of using it as an amplifier to help us bring more of that human connection into what we're doing. If you're on this call, you probably care about that just like we do as well. So I love the curriculum overview. So again, 90 days, full immersion, kicking off March 4th with a special bonus call next week, next Tuesday, the 25th. For everyone who's enrolled there, you're going to be doing hands-on application every single week on the calls. So not only so learning how to quantum leap your revenue and your income, and again, the data shows that the lost income and revenue opportunity here is anywhere from 745,000 a year to 3.1 million a year for the average small to medium business when you're not using this. So we're going to teach you how to get that back, how to bring that in while also saving anywhere from 40 to 60 hours a week on top of this. So to me, that's all priceless. You're also getting access to, we've already got a channel set up. We use an app called Marco Polo. So that is set up and waiting to welcome you in for the whole community to be connecting in between calls. Allison and I are both in there. So you're going to have access to a community where you can come in, you can share your wins, you can ask questions. So you have support in between the calls as well, which is really, really valuable. And then we are also hosting an event towards the end of the program that you will have a ticket to. It's not mandatory to come. I think, frankly, whether you can come to the event or not, the program is worth so much more than the investment. But we are going to be hosting an event at the end of May, on May 23rd, here in Maine. That's going to be kind of a capstone event. There's going to be deep dive application. There's going to be a lot of hands-on learning with Allison there facilitating as well. And so you have a ticket to come join us at that if you would like. Again, whether you can come join us there live or not, to me, makes no bearing on whether you should do the program or not. But it is a beautiful kind of cherry on top if you can come join us for that and be there for part of it as well. So it's a phenomenally powerful program. And so with the program, the options that I'll share, we also, like I said, we have something for today for all of you who are here live today too. So I want you to think about you are getting 40 to 60 hours back every single month. You are significantly increasing your income and your revenue with what you're learning as well. To me, it feels like it should be a six-figure program with what people are learning and taking away from it. What Allison has put together and what we've put together for you is a way to make this very, very accessible. We think for anyone who wants to do it and wants to be part of it. So there's two options on the investment. On a payment plan, it's 3K a month for 3 months, or you can do the paid in full for 8K. And I'm going to go ahead and pop the program page here in the chat. So it's elisearcher.com/AI to get started. So to me, again, total no brainer for everything that you're going to be taking out of this and implementing. And then what we've put together for those of you who are here live today is we have an extra bonus for you. Now, this is good through end of day today, and that's it. So we're giving you an opportunity to get in at an even better rate. And if you want to take advantage of it, beautiful. If not, it's worth way more than the full program investment. But if you use, let me make sure I've got the right code here. Okay, cool. If you use the code AI Masterclass at checkout, that will take $1,000 off. So it'll take $1,000 off the paid in full and bring it down to 7K, or it'll take 333 a month off the payment plan and it'll bring it down to, what is that? 2667. So AI Masterclass, I think Allison's going to drop it in the chat for you all there. And that is good through the end of the day today only, then that goes away. So use that code at checkout to get your savings. But we are so excited for this. It's going to be incredibly powerful. Um, I want to open it up. If anyone has questions on the program, on what we're doing here, Laurie, I'm so glad that it spoke to you. And again, we've got some of you already registered, which we're so excited to welcome you in and to kick off next week. Allison, maybe you can speak a little bit um, to also, I know there's an assessment that everyone is getting, like a business assessment to take ahead of time. And then maybe you can speak a little bit to the extra call next Tuesday of what people can expect and what we're going to be doing. And then if you have questions on the program or on anything that we're doing or what we've taught today, you can raise your hand and we'll call you up. Kelly's asking, is the in-person event available as a standalone? Yes, great question. You can sign up just for the in-person event if you choose to, and you'll see that on the checkout page if you just want to get the event. So that's there. I would encourage do the full program if it's speaking to you and if you can. But you will, yes, you can absolutely get a ticket just for the standalone event, and you'll see that on there. Um, Sam, my schedule is a great question. Calls are Tuesdays at 12 Eastern, right, Allison? Now, what we're doing though is that they're all going to be recorded. So it's great to be there live on all the calls you can. However, they're going to be recorded and you're going to have access on the back end of our portal to log in and watch the replay for any that you can't make live. And you'll also have lifetime access to those trainings. So you'll get the full thing. You can go in and watch them when it works for you. I know sometimes for me, when I just based on my schedule, like if I'm doing a program, I'm going to be catching the replays of the calls really early in the morning because during the day I'm leading meetings or I'm with my family. So we want to make this as easy as possible for you. So you can absolutely go through the program even if you can't join live. Yeah, but great question. Allison, anything you want to speak to with what I shared with the call next Tuesday while people are and again, it's elisearcher.com/AI to go get registered. But Allison, what would you add into what I shared?
Yeah, so once you register, we're going to be going through kind of a deep dive intensive of your business so that we can make sure. Like, I want to know what your systems are currently. I want to know how you're doing things. I want to know what your goals are so that we can make sure that throughout the program, we can specifically hit the needs that you have when it comes to the use of AI. So that will be the kickoff is to really deep dive into your specific business so that I can understand how it's going to be able to really take you to that next level. And then on our call on next week, that's where we're going to start with our deep alignment. And so I think the beautiful power of this program is that you get Elise and I amplified inside of it, because we're going to be helping you really connect deep to the core of your passion, your mission, your divine design. A lot of the things that we learn within the She Sells community, and I've been learning over the last 5 years with Elise, that's where we all start. And then from there, it's a beautiful expansion forward. So that's what we'll be starting with on Monday, is that personal alignment and connection. And I'll be reviewing your specific business needs and use cases for them. And then the other thing that I've found when it comes to learning new knowledge, like creating a commitment to learning, creating that commitment each week to learning something new, to applying that knowledge. That's how we're going to, and that's why we made this program 90 days, because I want this to be a fast implementation. So each week you're going to have homework, you're going to have brand new prompts, you're going to have a new system to implement. And when we're looking at larger companies and how they're implementing technology and AI into them, that's how they're doing it, is inside of big intensives of how do we get everyone AI ready? How do we get everyone's skills up leveled? And so by those 90 days, I want you to walk out as like a resident expert of AI with all of your systems shifted. So again, like this isn't about just like conceptual learning, it really is like integration. And then of course, you'll have questions and certain things that you're going to be testing out and trying, which is where in the Marco Polo, you'll have access to both Elise and I to ask certain things. And because of the deep knowledge that I'm continuing to learn and apply, I'll be sharing things in there between our calls as well, for inspiration, but also to test out or new knowledge that's coming out. And so, really, if you're in an organization right now, I think you're going to be starting to see as like the expert and probably start training other people on this. But then, if you're an entrepreneur, by the end of those 90 days, I want to see more time freedom and more revenue coming in. So, I'm really excited for this.
It's gonna be so powerful. Someone asked, will you send a copy of the recording? I'm assuming you mean of today. Yes, the replay will come out around 12:30. The follow-up email with this should come out about 12:30 Eastern, and my team will link the replay of today's full training. Absolutely. Amy, will we be able to sell the system? Do you teach to others? Great question. I may need clarification on what you mean, unless Allison, you understand that
Yeah,
better than I do. But Amy, if you
yeah.
want to come off, yeah, I would say if you want to come off mute and ask the question, or maybe just say it a little bit differently, we can help.
Hey, okay, yeah, I'm sorry. I so
Great
I
to
was
see
just
you, by
thinking
the
like
way.
how
I'm
are you?
Shay.
So
Kira,
good
Nice
to
to
see
meet
you.
you. Nice to meet you guys.
go ahead.
Oh, my phone's doing something crazy. So I know that like I feel like what I'm thinking is you'll teach us how to implement in our own business, right? And then we can also, like, if you wanted to approach business owners and like teach them how to do it as well, is that kind of like what
Uh,
you're saying too, or?
I think that there is such a gap in this knowledge that once you go through this 90-day sprint, you're going to be such an asset to anybody. Just even generally showing them this is what I do, this is how I do it. You'll be able to teach other people. And if you want to say like, hey, I can help you with your AI integration, I just finished this program, by all means. Yeah.
Okay. Okay,
Mhm.
that's what I was asking.
Yeah. Great question.
Thank
I
you.
think that's amazing. And it's like, why not? Right? Like it's going to be a huge value add to your skill set. Whether you're an entrepreneur, whether you're a sales leader, whoever you are, to be able to say, like, I know how to do this. I know how to save you tons of time, tons of money, and grow your revenue. So yeah, you can apply this not only to your own business, but for those of you who are coaches, consultants, etc., to be able to bring it to your clients to help them. Huge value add. Huge value add. Okay, to drop LinkedIn connection. Kelly, you mean for people to connect here in the chat? Would it be okay to drop a LinkedIn connection? Sure. Yeah. Why not? Connect. We're all about connection. Yeah, these are great questions. Who else has a question on the program, on anything we spoke about today? This is a really good opportunity to connect, to ask questions, to get the information you need. One other thing I will say, so again, the link to register is elisearcher.com/AI. We have the today only discount for you of AI Masterclass, which brings the paid in full down by 1,000, or brings the monthly payment plan down by $333 a month. So either way, you're saving about $1,000 there on that. If you feel like you need to connect with a member of our team or have a call, reach out to, if you're already connected with our team and you have a success advisor on our team, please reach out to your success advisor. If you don't know who your success advisor is, or you want to call, you want to connect with someone about a call, just email elise@elisearcher.com, ask for a call. My team will get you connected with someone on our team. And then I know that Allison is already in contact with quite a few of you as well. So obviously you can connect and reach out to Allison, but we just want to give you all options for how you can connect if you want to chat with someone. But the special offer and opportunity is for today. So go ahead and get yourself in, get enrolled, and reach out if you have any questions as well. Um, Allison, what would you say? So we've got a good mix of people on this call. We've got a lot of entrepreneurs. We've also got sales leaders and sales professionals. How do you see this fitting in for someone who's maybe in the corporate space versus running their own company? I think maybe if you could speak to that for a minute, that would be great.
Yeah, absolutely. So across the board, it's going to be time freedom. Like whatever your tasks are during the day, we're going to be looking at how do we delegate those to AI? How do we automate them? How do we make them more efficient? So whether you're in the corporate world, you're in the sales world, or you're an entrepreneur, it will be a readjustment of how you are using your time to make sure that it's as efficient and powerful as possible. So across the board, there'll be a huge ability to be more efficient within your time and making sure that you're using the tools effectively to get yourself some time back. I would say from the entrepreneur perspective, like a lot will be around your systems for scaling, as well as your marketing and your messaging, and creating like absolute loops of efficiency when it comes to your marketing, which I'm so excited to share with you some of the things that I figured out as a system inside of the business and how my team is now running those for me. And then as a sales professional or in corporate, it would be around managing all of your leads and your outreach and your messaging in a way that's extremely efficient and powerful. And like Elise said, it's still so high touch. In fact, it's allowed me to just be even higher touch when I'm going through the sales process with clients. So really just helping you use the technology to organize the leads that you have and to make those outreaches in an automated way. And there's so much technology that's coming out, and I have gone through the process of auditing a lot of the technology, and some of it is a waste of time to start implementing. So I'm going to give you some of the best practices that I've learned when it comes to implementing technology within your corporation, your sales process, or as an entrepreneur. And then the other thing is um, inside of your corporation, I know a lot of them, some of the questions that I get are like, I'm only allowed to use this AI, or this is the only AI that, is okay for this like financial sector. And the knowledge that we're going to be learning can be applied through all of them. So you don't worry if I'm training on ChatGPT, you can take those same concepts and apply it to any software of your choice. And I'll be giving you tons and tons and tons and tons of recommendations on different types of technology based on your needs. So if I see that Sam goes through the onboarding form and I get to audit and see what's in her business, I'll be like, okay, great. So try this one and this one and this one. Because there are new technologies coming out every single day, but some of them are not, they're not worthy of our time. And some of them very much are. So I'll be giving you recommendations based on your needs inside of your workflow.
That's so beautiful. I think to have something like this that's also customized to you, where you're receiving customized personal coaching for your business, for your workflow, is invaluable. I mean, it really is. Um, and one thing I'll just add in too on a personal note about why I'm so lit up about this, and For those of you who are here live too, even just like a show of hands or type yes in the chat if you feel like you have a really big vision for your business and for your life. And sometimes maybe you get caught up in the how. You're like, how in the world is it all going to happen? And I'm going to try to have time for my family, and I'm going to take care of myself. And I am one person, right? And I'm seeing a lot of yeses come through in the chat. So I shared this with some of our clients last week. So some of you know, some of you don't, but I feel, and I'm going to use the word God, use whatever language works for you, but God has given me a very big vision for our company and for where we are meant to go. And it involves changing and impacting the world in a big way. And simultaneously, I am a mom of, two little kids, 4 and under, with another baby due in 2 months, less than 2 months now. And I care about being a present parent. I work part-time hours because I want to have time with my kids. I care about taking care of myself and taking a lot of trips and vacations and just living my fullest life in all areas. So when a lot of this kind of bigger picture vision really solidified last year, I had to take a moment of surrender to say yes. And you're going to have to show me the how, because I don't know the how behind all of it, to do this and to simultaneously live the type of life I want to live and be there as a mom, as a partner, etc. And to me, this is a huge part of the how. That's why I'm so grateful for this. That's why I'm so excited to be doing this program along with you and to be bringing this to all of you. So for those of you who feel really called to live out a big vision in the world, which I know that, again, if you're here, that's you. I already know that. And simultaneously, you don't want to burn out, you don't want to hustle, you don't want to grind. You understand that we don't have to do that to accomplish our vision, which I don't believe in any of those things. That was actually what kept me stuck at the same level for so long. So um, quantum leaping it's not about hustling, it's not about grinding. It's about Allison, you talked about this on the last call. Price Pritchett talks about it, right? Like a radical shift in behavior, something along those lines, right? So to me, this is the key to your quantum leap, that's going to empower you to generate, again, way more money than you're already making, but also getting more time back for the things that you really care about in your life so that you can live out that fullest expression, so that you can have the time for what matters in your life. So I just want to speak from the heart to all of you about that, about why I think this is so important, and why I'm so excited about this. So Allison, if there's anything you want to add in, please feel free. But I think that that's really the why of this for us.
I would say like very similarly last year when I was working a lot as an entrepreneur and I am so passionate about what I do that you kind of let it creep in a little bit. I don't know if any of you have allowed that to happen in your life where you're like, whoa, I'm working a lot of hours. And for me that was over years. Like truly my 5th anniversary as an entrepreneur came up and I'm like, okay, like we're gonna do some things differently this year. And again, similar to you, Elise, I made my goal, my 3x3 schedule without knowing how. I had no idea. And I was like, I'm gonna figure it out though. Like that's the plan. I'm gonna figure it out. I remember even talking to Sam Jones about this like months ago. I'm like, I'm gonna figure it out. I have a love of my life. In my life, I want to spend time with him. I want to go on adventures. I want to really make the work that I've put in over the last 5 years, like I want to feel that abundance of time freedom. And so truly through making that commitment and decision, like I made the commitment. This is what I'm doing. And from that, I had no idea how I use these tools and I use that powerful mindset to be able to make it happen. And it it's something that I wouldn't have been able to even put that into my consciousness without the work that we've done, Elise, inside of the She Sells community, of knowing like what is possible for myself and to have those really big dreams. But now, holy smokes, after making it happen, and I literally have a week off a month every single month this year. I'm, going to California next week. We're going, we were supposed to be in Portugal this week, but unfortunately I got the flu. And so we're in Vermont. Um, and I want that life. I want a horseback ride. I want to write my book. I want to, enjoy my time. And when I was able to really figure out how to do that, I got really excited because I'm like, holy smokes, what else is possible? Like, really, if that was possible for me, it's 100% possible for all of you. But also, what else can I achieve and accomplish in this world with the ease? Like, to me, the ease is non-negotiable. My well-being is non-negotiable. My health is non-negotiable. My joy is non-negotiable. And so I've reclaimed different beliefs for myself that the more fun and joy and ease that I have, the more money I make, the more people I impact. And it gets to be that way for us. It really does. It gets to be that way. And I've also had lots of conversations with Sam Jones about how we change the world as women. It's we live into it. Like, we inspire others just by living into our biggest dreams. That's one of the most beautiful and powerful ways that we do that. We just get to be our best, greatest, most expansive self. And that's how we change the world. And that's why I'm so excited to have this technology in the hands of so many powerful women, because it's going to change your whole life. Like, it really did change my life. And I learned kind of the hard way. There was a lot of figuring out. There was a lot of like late evenings trying to like crack the codes on these things. And now I have systems for you. And I just want to be able to see that come to life in your own hands. And so now I really have this like interesting confidence that's just like, it's just there now. I'm like, what else can I do? Like, dream bigger, because what's possible for me now, knowing this, I really believe like I'm unstoppable, and so are you. So this is what is keeping me, awake at night in a good way, of excitement and of empowerment. And I really get so excited to see what is going to happen in just 90 days. In
Yeah.
just 90 days, what's going to happen.
So good. We wouldn't have been given this tool and this technology for each of us at this point in our lives here on the planet, if we weren't meant to use it, if it wasn't meant to help us amplify our vision, our results, what we came here on this planet to do, whatever your dharma is, whatever your path is. So we've all received this opportunity for a reason, and we want to help you take advantage of it and maximize it, and really use it to help you live your fullest expression and play full out. Not just this year, but for the rest of your life as well too. So we're so excited. We're so excited. So again, elisearcher.com/AI, the code AI Masterclass, good through the end of the day today, which is February 20th. It expires at midnight Eastern tonight. That will take off $1,000. And we kick off next Tuesday with our kickoff call. And when you get registered, you'll get a link for the group Marco Polo. You can go ahead and come in, start getting connected, introduce yourself. But we are truly just beyond excited to support all of you who are coming in and are going to be a part of this. This is groundbreaking. This is new. This is different. We haven't done anything like this in the past. And this is going to be a very, very different approach to AI and scaling than you have seen before. I can promise you that, and it's going to be incredibly powerful. So again, if you have questions, if you want to connect with a member of our team, email elise@elisearcher.com. We're here to help support you. But we're so excited. We're so excited to kick off next week to welcome you all in. Allison, any closing words of wisdom or anything you want to say before we wrap today?
I'm just excited to see many of you in there and to be able to support you on this journey. And really, like, I think it's going to be the game changer of the year. Really, like, it's going to be a really, really phenomenal 90 days. So please reach out if you have any questions. I'm super happy to answer them. And looking forward to seeing so many of you in Portland as well at our live event and in our community.
Beautiful. All right. Thanks, everyone. We'll see you inside the program.